And I went and looked at the lamp and looked at the notes and was shocked.
A family finds a racial slur on a letter in their Sarasota hotel room. Tonight, we hear from the family and how the hotel is responding.
Plus, how Holmes Beach Police is working with homeowners to try and catch criminals in the city.
And a road construction project begins in downtown Venice Monday. What preparations are happening over the weekend? Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Topping our news tonight, an African-American family came to Sarasota for a relaxing vacation. Instead, family members say they returned to their upscale hotel room to find a racist note. They
spoke exclusively with ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo. He joins us now live with the details of their experience. Dwayne?
Well, Jacqueline, Scott, the family claims it's a case of vacationing while black at Art Ovation Hotel on North Palm in downtown Sarasota, a hotel that just opened up earlier this year, marketing itself as Sarasota's signature hotel of the arts. They also have a rooftop bar that has been pretty popular as of late, but now accused by one family of dropping the ball when it comes to hospitality.
This is something, you know, in 2018 you don't expect this kind of thing to happen.
While staying at the Art Ovation Hotel in downtown Sarasota, Frank Davis says he and his family left the room to have breakfast and go shopping. When they returned, noticed a note placed inside a lamp next to the bed.
And I went and looked at the lamp and looked at the notes and was shocked. The note says, "You're a..."
Davis says it's the first time he's experienced racism like this since the 1960s. His family took immediate action and confronted the general manager and even called Sarasota police, who filed this report. But Davis says they took no action.
They basically touted that it was a free speech incident and not a formal criminal matter.
The hotel offered a free night stay, according to Davis, but his family declined, saying they no longer felt safe staying there.
Who knows what other kind of actions that individual who clearly knew that we were there was capable of, which is why we decided to relocate to and find additional new lodging for the rest of our stay.
Davis says he believes whoever did this had access to the room.
That is either the hotel staff or somebody who bamboozled the hotel staff into letting them have access to my room for some unknown reason.
And while the incident has left a bad taste in Davis's mouth, he says his family will still vacation in Sarasota as they have for years.
We need to promote a better tomorrow by holding ourselves accountable to a higher standard. And clearly whoever wrote that note did not hold themselves accountable to a higher standard. Now, late this afternoon, the hotel sent us this statement about the incident. We apologize for the guests' experience. We remain committed to providing an environment where all feel welcome. Allegations such as this are very concerning to us. The matter is being actively investigated and appropriate actions will be taken based on the findings. Hotel leadership has engaged with the guest and we have extended our apologies. In addition, the hotel will be reinforcing its sensitivity training with associates at all levels. Our corporate team has contacted the guest and apologized as well. Reporting live in Sarasota, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
All right, Dwayne, thank you. The Holmes Beach Police Department is trying something new in the fight against crime. They're asking anyone who has surveillance cameras to join a database. The police chief says in cases such as last week's home invasion, releasing security footage to the public has helped identify a suspect quickly. The new program, called Rascal, allows residents and business owners to tell them where their security cameras are located so police can get footage in a shorter amount of time. The chief assures people this does not violate anyone's privacy.
They're giving us the data on they have a camera. We have to go to them to get the video. We can't just tap into their video.
If you'd like to register your camera or cameras, you can do so online or in person at the police department.
The major downtown Venice construction project will finally begin next week after months of planning and many roadblocks. On Monday, the eastbound lanes of Venice Avenue between US 41 and Harbor Drive will be closed until October. This project will reconstruct Venice, Tampa, and Miami avenues by adding things like drainage systems, installing new landscaping, and having lighted pathways on the crosswalks. The Venice Farmers Market will now be moved to Park Avenue, just west of City Hall.
Well, the first hurricane of the 2018 season has formed now in the Atlantic.
That's right. Let's head straight over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with more on Hurricane Beryl.
A little unusual to have a hurricane out there in the Atlantic prior to August 1st. This hasn't happened very often. And this far south, too, in latitude over some very chilly water temperatures. Considering water temperatures when it initially started were in the upper 70s. Typically, a storm has to be into the low 80s for it to develop and strengthen. It had a pinhole high eye earlier. You can see that on the satellite imagery right there as it makes its way to the west. It's getting broke up a little bit, and there's a little bit more south latitude, so it's actually drifting a little bit further off to the south, and thus the National Hurricane Center has now shifted the forecast track a little bit further off to the south. You'll see that here in just a little bit. There's still a chance this thing could fade away prior to the arrival of the Leeward Islands there. There's still a chance that could happen, in fact, and so we'll keep an eye on for you. Right now, top winds are at 80. It's moving to the west pretty quickly at 15 miles an hour, and the pressure's at 994 millibars. The next advisory coming out at 8 o'clock. The full advisory will come out at 11 tonight. You can see it looks like it's going to make landfall sometime late Sunday into early Monday into the central portions of the Lesser Antilles there, and then push off to the west-northwest. You'll notice a little bit drop, too, from the earlier track a little bit further off to the south. Puerto Rico is not included, most of it, in that cone of uncertainty, although they could still see some heavy weather from the system. It appears that it will drop to tropical storm status on Monday and then eventually fade away in 4 days. So we think the system will open up by here at least on Tuesday with winds at 45 miles an hour. It's not a concern for Florida. What it might do, it could bring us some additional moisture our way on into Wednesday and Thursday of next week, but we'll keep an eye on it for you. Here are the forecast model tracks, and look how closely clustered they are all together there. A couple will take it off toward the Bahamas, and others take it more on a westerly course, while a couple of the Navy models right here take it to the western tip of Cuba and eventually up into the Florida Straits. Another system we're watching is just off the coast of the Carolinas now. This has now had a 80% chance of developing over the next couple of days. In fact, 70 over the next 2 days and 80 over the next 5 days. And the Carolina coast is going to have to keep a very close watch on this, as this is just going to kind of meander around throughout that region for the next 4 days. And then eventually all the models agree that it will get picked up by a cold front and then carried off into the Atlantic. So we'll have much more on that. And our local weather, not many storms out there right now, a few down into South Sarasota. More on that coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Throughout the hurricane season, we want to make sure you and your family are ready in case a storm heads this way. One way to do that is to watch our hour-long special, Surviving a Hurricane. You can find it on our website at mysuncoast.com. Look under the Weather and Hurricane Center tab. You'll get a lot of information about how to get ready for hurricane season.
New details tonight in that ongoing cave rescue in Thailand. Overnight, a volunteer rescue diver died from a lack of oxygen during that rescue mission. ABC's Elizabeth Hurd tells us why officials say they now have a limited amount of time to get the team to safety.
After being trapped for 2 weeks, the race to rescue these 12 boys and their soccer coach more urgent than ever.
They have forecast for 3 or 4 days. It's raining. So we are concerned about that.
Rescuers now rushing to save the group before an impending torrential storm with oxygen inside the cave running out. Authorities explaining due to the number of workers using the air supply inside the cave, the boys could soon run out of oxygen. The new concern following the death of a former Thai Navy SEAL overnight. 38-year-old Saman Kunan ran out of oxygen while trying to place air tanks along a possible evacuation route for the team. The Thai Navy SEALs responding with this post on Facebook. Today, you get some good rest. We will complete the mission for you. Crews are still pumping water out of the cave, but divers are now training the boys how to breathe underwater, with some areas inside the cave still fully submerged and others left with barely enough room even for these rescuers to keep their heads above water. Officials say their priority is to get them out as quickly as possible, but doing so with their safety in mind.
Not today. They cannot dive at this time.
Officials say the boys, they're just not ready to dive out on their own, but maintain the situation is under control. They say there is enough oxygen for everyone for now, but can no longer wait until the end of the monsoon season. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Well, tech billionaire Elon Musk is now saying his company is helping to rescue the trapped Thai soccer team. The CEO of Tesla and SpaceX says he is sending his own engineers to Thailand and that the Thai government confirmed it today. Musk's engineers will assist the current rescue team in creating a plan to safely rescue the group. Musk is also offering rescuers technology from his tunnel construction company, including equipment used for location tracking, water pumping, and powering batteries. Musk's engineers will arrive this Saturday.
Coming up, a follow-up on an oil dumping near Punta Gorda, why officials believe it was intentional, and how much it's going to cost to clean it up.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your forecast of the weekend ahead, plus how to detect swimmer's ear and some tips to prevent it over the summer.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila, sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Follow up now on an intentional oil dumping in South Charlotte County. This all happened on US 41 near Zemmel Road. A report says the oil pool was 25 feet by 200 yards. Officials found 4 black gloves and a gray plastic chevron cap, all with oil on them, while searching the area. It's estimated now it will cost as much as $250,000 to clean up. Deputies are looking for the person responsible, and Crime Stoppers is offering a reward.
Tonight, city officials are responding after some Holmes Beach residents voiced concerns over a polluted lake. People who live there are disgusted with what has happened to Spring Lake, located between 68th Street and 70th Street near Palm Avenue. Residents say back in 2015, 22,000 gallons of sewage from a pipe that Manatee County owns spilled into the lake, killing hundreds of fish. Residents have been pushing city officials to get environmental experts to take a look at the lake and figure out a solution to the problem. City officials tell us they are now having that lake tested.
Happening this weekend, you can join Mote Marine Lab for the 5th annual Sarasota Lionfish Derby. That derby is an environmentally friendly event that invites scuba divers to harvest the invasive species in Gulf waters. The public is then welcome to taste delicious lionfish dishes prepared by top local chefs.
Most years that Mote has done it so far, we have added some kind of cooking and tasting, but we're trying to make that bigger than ever because local chefs really care about this stuff, and we're always amazed with what they come up with. Okay.
The Derby kicks off tonight at 6:30 with a captain's meeting and will continue through Sunday at Mote Marine Lab. I heard they're really tasty fish, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard it, too. I haven't tasted them yet.
Yeah.
I'd like to give that a shot. You know, I'm looking at my weather app right now to check on the latest on Beryl, actually, to see if indeed it has the track on it, the updated track, and it certainly does, with all the different points of where the winds and how strong they're going to be. So this is a nice little feature, you know, that you can have. You don't have to necessarily be glued to your TV. You can just check it out right here. So you want to download that, and it's an added bonus to covering the storms around here, too, which we have a few isolated storms, not many, though, at all. Casey Key webcam showing pretty quiet conditions out there in terms of storms, but lots of clouds, too, moving in overhead as a result of a little area of low pressure to the west of the state, and then another one to the north of our area over North Florida. But a little glimmer of hope right there at the end for some of you guys who like to check out the sunset or walk on the beach. Looks to be okay. There's some showers around, but mainly east of the beaches. And right now the forecast through this evening looking pretty good. 76 by 11 o'clock. We'll have partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies. A lot of storms on the east coast as expected today. Not as much here along the west coast, and you can see 1 or 2 lone cells there. They've been kind of blowing up and then weakening and then pushing off to the east slowly throughout the afternoon. Some activity near Punta Gorda has now shifted up north to near Northport. The outflow boundaries from those creating these showers that you see right there. But notice the general trend is off to the east. So the coast is clear as far as any kind of significant lightning problem or a heavy rain problem is concerned. Although Northport, right there near Toledo Blade Boulevard, getting a lightning strike just within the last 10 minutes or so. Also along I-75 in South Sarasota County and stretching off into DeSoto County, some heavier storms there. Now they're about up to 35,000 feet. And the ones we saw on Tuesday this week were up to 50,000 feet, so you get a little idea as how strong they are. And there's a small chance we could see some isolated hail, but that's unlikely. Most of it will melt before it reaches the ground. The Futurecast calling for showers and storms mainly to push off to the east, and then we'll see generally partly cloudy skies overnight. To start the morning off, there could be some showers around. Now this model is depicting this north of Tampa, but there could still be an isolated shower here or two into the late morning, early afternoon, but the bulk of the heavy rainfall will be, again, central Florida and to the east coast. Now, we're not expecting a lot here. There could be much more to the north of us with that upper level low spinning across the state on into Saturday and Sunday. Sunday looks good, too. Looks to be pretty quiet around town. A few showers developing along the sea breeze front inland, and the water vapor content, not a lot of moisture in there, but you can see this low spinning right there. This one's a little bit further north than the one that moved through earlier this week. So we're not anticipating it to be a big factor for us over the weekend. And we'll continue to watch the storm named Beryl as it heads off to the west now. And it's actually a little less intense than once was as far as the look goes. It had a well-defined eye earlier. That has since moved on. We showed you this too. This forecast path and track has been shifted a little bit further to the south and not as intense. So the point is that we're going to make here, is that the intensity forecast, although it's showing a 1 and then tropical storms here, it may open up to a tropical wave prior to the arrival of the Leeward Islanders. That's still in the playbook there. We'll have to just watch it very closely. And this one here, Carolina coast, Outer Banks, North Carolina, will be watching this closely too over the upcoming days. It has an 80% chance of developing into Chris before long, and then eventually it takes off to the northeast and into the open waters of the Atlantic. But until then, a very close watch on that for coastal residents of the Mid-Atlantic coast. A few showers in the morning near the coast. For boaters, winds will be out of the southeast, turning to the southwest at 5 to 10 knots. The extended forecast then, a good weekend ahead. I think we'll see a little bit more sunshine around 2 on Saturday and Sunday. 40% chance on Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday we'll see a fairly typical afternoon and evening thunderstorms shaping up with highs in the low 90s. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, thank you. Let's check first alert traffic right now. State Road 64, a little slow going right near the I-75 interchange. We're also seeing some backups heading east just before the interstate, as well as on the exit ramp there. But not too bad. Look at the interstate, all green at this hour. Jacqueline?
Scott and Health News tonight. With the summertime here, there are better things to do than worry about swimmer's ear. Here's ABC's Janae Norman with some tips to help prevent the infection.
Time for a cannonball into the water, but summertime swimming and swimmer's ear seem to go together like hot dogs and the 4th of July. First, what exactly is swimmer's ear? It's an infection of the external or outer ear canal. You can get it by putting foreign objects like your fingers or cotton swabs in your ears, but most of the time it's the moist environment caused by swimming that creates a haven for bacteria to grow. How to tell a case of swimmer's ear? Initial symptoms include an itch inside the ear, redness, a need to pull on the ear to feel comfort, and liquid draining out of the ear. It's minor, but can lead to complications like hearing loss, long-term infection, and even damage to cartilage and bone if it's not treated. So try to prevent it. Dry the ears after swimming, but don't put anything inside your ear to do it. Avoid swimming in water that may have bacteria when you can, and don't swim with an ear infection since it may get worse. Head to a doctor, get a diagnosis and eardrops to treat the infection, then listen to the sounds of summer. With this Medical Minute, I'm Janae Norman, ABC News.
A broken bone during summertime may not be so bad anymore. With improved technology, a waterproof cast is a great option. Dr. Michael Beckish says the technology has gotten significantly better. They're now easier to dry and easier to put on. 20 years ago, of course, you had to wrap it up in trash bags to keep it from getting wet, if you remember that. Now, Dr. Beckish says the inside liner is water resistant and the padding and cast itself are waterproof. Add 16 color options and wearing a cast just got a whole lot more fun. Coming up, a century-old historic boat goes up in flames at a Detroit marina. And a look at what happens when a tornado runs through a burning wildfire. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Excuse me a minute. Hi, Dad. No, don't try to get up.
Hi, I'm Julie, a right-at-home caregiver. And if I'd been caring for Tom's dad, I would have noticed some dizziness that could lead to balance issues. That's because I'm trained to report any changes in behavior, no matter how small. So Tom could have peace of mind.
We'll be right there. We have to go.
Hey, Tom, you should try Right at Home. They're great for us.
The right care, right at home.
Hello, I'm John Merce. Rugs As Art is celebrating yet another anniversary. And I would personally like to thank each and every one of you for the many years of continuous support.
All during the month of July, we're having a grand celebration. We have flooded our showroom with yellow tag specials, meaning more discounts and more savings than ever before, plus free padding. So don't miss this anniversary celebration at Rugs As Art, Sarasota's bigger and better area rug superstore.
I'll be right back.
Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Heavy rains across parts of southern Texas causing major flooding as people were celebrating the 4th of July holiday.
Yeah, this incredible video shows first responders in Harris County trying to rescue a woman from her submerged car.
Get out of your vehicle! Come this way!
They tied a line to her vehicle to pull it from the flooded street, but just as they got to the car moving, the rushing waters knocked one of the rescuers down and then nearly swept him away. Houston was drenched with up to 8 inches of rain, forcing the city to cancel its July 4th festivities. A pilot is critically injured after a small plane crashed and caught fire near Daytona yesterday.
There was one passenger who was on board who suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The Federal Aviation Administration says the plane's left landing gear collapsed. It veered off a runway and crashed inside a neighborhood.
A more than 100-year-old historic boat is destroyed after catching fire this morning in Detroit. The old Boblo Island boat was one of the last remaining classic steamers in the country. It was built in 1910 and took passengers to the island amusement park there until 1991 when it was sold. There's no word yet on what caused that fire.
Wildfires in the summer are a common occurrence out west, but what happens when a tornado tries to get in the firefighting action? Well, a tornado was caught on camera running through a wildfire in Colorado yesterday. The National Weather Service says it's rare for tornadoes to form at that elevation and also rare to form near any wildfire. No damage has been reported, and the tornado appeared to have little or no effect on that wildfire. Still to come on your Suncoast News, how a Bradenton Elementary School went from an F to an A school in just 2 years.
And what warning signs you should look for to see if the heat is making your pet sick. Those stories coming up.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
When I was growing up, my mom told us, always treat others the way you want to be treated. She did business with companies that shared her values, like Mutual of Omaha. She had a guaranteed whole life insurance policy through United of Omaha Life Insurance Company, a Mutual of Omaha company. When my mother passed away, her United of Omaha policy helped cover her funeral expenses and bills, and they had money on its way to us within 24 hours.
United of Omaha is here to take care of you. When you call the number on your screen, we'll help find the right policy for you. If you're between 45 and 85, you can get coverage up to $25,000 with no medical exam. Call us right now at the number on your screen.
Now I know I'll be taking care of my family, even after I'm gone.
United of Omaha Guaranteed Whole Life Insurance. Call or go online now. Be there for their future.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.